Have you ever wondered what's really running on the laptops of the world's most elite hackers and spies? Yeah, forget Windows and macOS. We are about to dive into the 3 secret worlds of operating systems. Systems built for when you absolutely cannot be seen, cannot be broken, and cannot be stopped.
Here's a scary thought. Your computer has a perfect memory. Every single deleted file, every website you've ever visited, it's all still there. Kind of like a digital ghost. And for most people, the front door to that entire history isn't just unlocked, it is wide open. The operating system you're probably using at this very moment, Windows, macOS, it's designed to be easy. It's designed to be convenient. But that convenience, well, it comes at a steep price. It is absolutely not built for serious privacy or the kind of lockdown security you need when the stakes are sky high.
So, it makes you wonder, right? What is actually running on the laptops of intelligence agents, top-tier hackers, and folks like Edward Snowden? Where do they turn to when getting caught or getting hacked is simply not an option?
All right, first up, let's talk about how to become a digital ghost. And I'm not talking about just hiding your browsing history. No, this is about making it impossible to prove you were ever there in the first place.
The problem these systems are trying to solve is actually pretty simple to understand, but incredibly hard to pull off. How do you use literally any computer in the world without leaving a single solitary trace? The first answer is an OS called Tails. Now think of it as a complete operating system with amnesia. It lives on a simple USB stick, loads directly into your computer's temporary memory, and the moment you shut it down, poof! Everything you just did is gone, completely wiped clean. And the really brilliant part? It forces every single piece of your internet traffic through the anonymous Tor network. No exceptions. And using it is unbelievably simple. You just plug in the USB, you restart the computer, and boom, you're inside a secure, anonymous bubble. You do what you need to do, then you shut down, pull the USB stick out, and the computer you are using has zero memory that Tails was ever even there. It's absolutely perfect for journalists or activists who have to use computers they don't trust. But okay, what if you need to work on a secret project for weeks or even months? Wiping everything every time isn't going to work. That is where Whonix comes in. It's a totally different approach. It's not about amnesia, it's about building an isolated fortress on your own machine using 2 virtual computers. The first one, called the Gateway, is the only one that can talk to the internet, and it only speaks Tor. The second one, the Workstation, is where all your apps are. It can't even see the real internet. It can only talk to the Gateway. So you see the trade-off here. Tails gives you portability and what's called plausible deniability. You can use it anywhere and there's no proof. Whonix, on the other hand, gives you persistence and total isolation. It's for long-term anonymous projects on a computer you control, and because of its design, it's basically impossible for your real IP address to ever leak out.
Okay, so we've covered how to hide. Now, let's talk about how to defend. We're shifting gears from being a ghost to building an unbreakable digital fortress. So here's the big challenge, right? We all open risky files. We all click on links we maybe shouldn't. So how do you design a system where a piece of malware can infect one of your apps, but be completely trapped, totally unable to touch anything else in your computer? Well, the answer is an OS that security pros just rave about, Qubes OS. Its entire philosophy is built on this really simple but kind of paranoid idea: trust nothing. It just assumes that sooner or later, something will get hacked. Qubes does this with a genius concept called compartmentalization. Just imagine your personal banking browser is running in one locked room. Your work email is in a totally separate locked room. And that suspicious PDF you just downloaded? It's in a third room all by itself. Now, if that PDF has a virus, it might own everything inside its little room, but it can't even see the doors to the other rooms. The moment you close that PDF, the entire room and the virus inside it is just destroyed. But, this level of Fort Knox security, it doesn't come free. Users will tell you it takes weeks, not days, to really get comfortable with how it works. And because you're literally running multiple operating systems at the same time, you need a powerful machine. We're talking 32 gigabytes of RAM minimum, just for a smooth experience. So yeah, this is not for casual browsing or gaming. All right, we've done hiding, we've done defending, now it's time to go on the offense. Let's look at the tools of the hunter, the operating systems built specifically for ethical hacking.
When a big company hires a security pro to try and break into their own systems, what are they bringing to the fight? What's in that digital toolkit? What OS is designed from the ground up for exactly that job?
In the world of offensive security, there are really three names that dominate the conversation. You've got Kali Linux, which is, without a doubt, the industry standard. Then there's Parrot OS, which is sort of its lighter, more privacy-focused rival. And then you've got BlackArch, which is, well, it's something else entirely.
And this chart right here really shows you the difference in scale. Kali comes packed with over 600 specially selected tools. Parrot is in that same ballpark. BlackArch, it comes with over 2,800. It's less of a toolkit and more of a gigantic, all-you-can-eat armory.
But honestly, the number of tools isn't the real story here. The real difference is their philosophy. See, Kali and Parrot are built on Debian Linux, which is known for being super stable. They give you a structured environment that just works. BlackArch is built on Arch Linux, which is all about user control and having the absolute latest software. It gives you total freedom, but it expects you to know what you're doing.
So you could say BlackArch is for the expert who finds Kali a little too restrictive. It's for the power user who wants every possible tool imaginable and is totally comfortable building and maintaining their own perfect, custom hacking environment from scratch.
So after all that, which one is the best? Well, that's the wrong question. The right question is, what's the mission? If you need to be a ghost, you grab Tails for a quick job or you build a Whonix fortress for a long one. If you need a digital panic room, nothing on Earth beats Qubes. And if you're hunting for vulnerabilities, Kali is the standard. Parrot adds a layer of privacy, and BlackArch, well, it just gives you everything.
But here's the single most important takeaway. None of these incredible tools matter if your own practices are sloppy. The most advanced OS in the world can't protect you if you use password 123 as your password or fall for a simple phishing email. The final and most important layer of security is always you.
But what's the one thing that can bypass all of this amazing technology? The human mind. Our next explainer digs into exactly how hackers use social engineering to crack into even the most secure systems.